Yo, 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 so my name's SJ or whatever, so no, you know what's your poppin', boom. Anyways, let's just get into what this video is going to be about. So going into this year and throughout last year, 5 words constantly appeared throughout 2018 for me, and I wrote them down because I was like, whoa. So word number 1 that came up was perception. If you need to, in fact, get your notes, write it down, because these 5 words are words for life. Perception. And the reason why perception constantly came up is because your perception is your reality. How you perceive things is how they are. You do something, you fail. If you don't see it as failure, then it isn't a failure. Perception. See it as a learning experience instead. I guess a personal example for me as to why that came up is this year I really had to, it's not even I saw things differently. I was forced to see things differently because of how things were working out. I played table tennis, the greatest sport in the world, okay, after football. I had to, about 2.5 years ago, had to stop playing for reasons out of my control. It wasn't my choice. I didn't choose to stop. It was basically, up until now, a constant struggle because I was constantly fighting to play that sport because table tennis is live. So many tears were shed over that sport, and it was a case of why would you, God, whoever it is, why would you allow me to start the sport, become so invested in the sport, and then remove it? Why? Like, why the hell would you make me fall in love with this sport to take it away? So I was forced to perceive this differently and to see, I guess, a different light to it. And I came up with the conclusion that the reason why is because table tennis has taught me a lot of things that I would never have learned if not for table tennis. But yeah, so I came to the conclusion that table tennis made me into this person I am today, not only in the sport but in life in general. I've met people for life. My coach is not only a table tennis coach, but he is my life coach. He is my mentor, and he has taught me so he's literally a second father to me. He is my second dad, and he is the reason why I'm confident, is the reason why I'm opinionated. Like, it is so, for me, I had to change my perception. I had to see it as a good thing. I had to see it as this was the only way I could become the person I am. It's like the pain that I went through not playing the sport is worth it at the end. So if you're going through something and you're like, what the hell? Just honestly sit back and actually reassess the situation and just try to look at things from a different angle. Just try to just see things differently. Just try. Your perception is your reality. So I went from having a reality that sucked. Oh, I'm not playing the sport I want to play. I'm not fulfilling the dreams I want to fulfill, to hold on. I was being molded and formed. I went through a furnace to come out as I am for something else, something better. Boom. So that's keyword number 1. I could talk about perception all day, but we have to move on. Keyword number 2 is ambiguity. And this is my favorite one because ambiguity is such a beautiful word. So year 12, I wrote a poem. I'm a poet, so I wrote a poem on the meaning of life. So I wrote a poem on the meaning of life. This poem was 7 minutes and 12 seconds long. By the middle of year 13, I came to the realization that, hold on, that poem I wrote in year 12, by year 13 is completely useless. There is beauty in not having a meaning because, first of all, if there was an answer to that question, then we would all be striving and struggling to achieve that meaning. And most of us would, because we know what we're working towards. And say if you achieve the meaning of life by the age of 40, and say your time isn't due to to end until you're 100. You have 60 years of what next? I've already achieved the meaning of life. Why am I still on this earth? And then you have 60 years of completely miserable living. And we also have to remember, every individual is created individually. We are all different. So if there was a set meaning, if there was an answer to that question, at least half the people on this planet won't achieve the meaning of life because they're not equipped to do so. Their brain doesn't work that way, or they don't have the skills, or, you know, it's like, for example, asking someone who's a mathematician. They eat, breathe, sleep, drink, smoke, math. All they know is math. To now go and write an English book, or just a literary book, a novella, it doesn't work. They will never achieve it. And if they do, it won't be as good as asking someone who studies English, who writes poetry, who's writing a book currently, to go and write a book. I will achieve that goal, and I will achieve it quite well. But someone who's a mathematician won't. So if there was an answer to the meaning of life, so many people in this world would be capped because they simply won't achieve it. And there is beauty in not knowing the meaning of life, because that allows you to actually appreciate life in all its splendor and entirety. You actually get to enjoy life by not knowing its meaning, because you're on this constant search, this journey, and it's always, as they say, it's always the journey that's the best part. Us humans, we're addicted to giving discourse to things. So for example, black is black because we've named it black, and because black is black, black can never be blue. But if we don't give something a specific, if we don't give something discourse, if we leave it to be ambiguous, it could be whatever you want to be. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of life. If life is ambiguous, it could be whatever you make it to be. It's up to you. Clicks, baby, clicks. So keyword number 3 is unapologetic. And this one is important because be unapologetic. Whatever you do, whatever you say, do it with your chest. Do not think about what next man has to say about this. Because whether you do something or you don't, whether you say something or you don't, regardless of what you do or you don't, someone will always have something negative to say. People love to talk about rubbish. And if they don't have anything to talk about, they'll create a problem. So this is something I learned. I learned to be very unapologetic in my nature. If I say something, I say much, and my people know. My next keyword is soak. This one is cool because it's kind of what I've done in sharing this with you. I have, I guess, soaked all my experiences, soaked everything I've learned, and I'm here squeezing that information to you guys. So in this new year, 2019, soak everything up. Learn from it, soak it up, regardless of what you're doing. There's always something to learn from everything. So soak it in, because you never know, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, a decade down the line, what you learned so long ago will become useful. And then when it becomes useful, like a sponge, after the sponge has soaked up all the water, squeeze it out. Squeeze it out. So acquire knowledge. Learn. Do it all. Don't limit yourself. Literally just jump into everything. Jump into the water. Head first, 2 feet in. Become drenched and submerged in whatever you're doing. Trust me, daddy. Trust me. I don't know why I said daddy. Oh my god. And the last keyword for this year, growth. Last year I wrote a poem called Humans Die Like Plants Too. And the idea is, if a plant doesn't grow, and if all the other plants around it is growing, it's taking all the nutrients and all the sunlight, and eventually that plant that's not growing will die. So as a human, if we don't grow, we will die. Maybe not physically, but spiritually, mentally, socially, financially, and all the other illies out there. If we don't grow, we will die. Because if we don't grow, others around us are growing and they're gonna leave you behind. Deuces, bye Felicia, sayonara, Geronimo. Like, growth is so important, and we have to continue to grow. Whatever you find yourself doing, wherever you find yourself, I'm begging you, just grow. There's always something to learn. and they all link together. It's all these 5 words, write them down in your notes, on your wall, on whatever it is, and apply it to this year. Apply it, and oh, you will see such a change. Wow. Yeah, so you know what, yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I hope something I've said resonates in your mind. I don't really have like a closing thing, so I guess my closing thing is, don't forget to smile today. But it's true. However grumpy you are, however down in the dumps, if you're feeling sad and lonely and you're down in the dumps, down in the dumps, down in the dumps, if you're feeling sad and lonely and you're down in the dumps, there's one thing you can do. Hey, don't be grumpy. Don't. Is it just me, or did anyone else learn that in primary school? But yeah, like, regardless how I feel, just smile. Just smile. SJ out. Oh, I guess this is YouTube culture. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, whatever. Yeah, so SJ's out. Remember, don't forget to smile. Ding.